In this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Attack from Mars virtual pinball machine released by Arcade1UP. This is Steve from Restalgia, and let's get started. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for clicking on the video and consider subscribing for more content. In this video, we are going to be taking a look at one of the new pinball machines released by Arcade1UP. This is the Attack from Mars machine that comes loaded up with 10 Williams tables, including the obvious headliner, Attack from Mars. And I will not be doing a teardown of the machine simply because I already did that on the Star Wars pinball machine, and these devices all have the exact same internal specs. If you are curious about that sort of thing, I will leave a link in the description to my video on the Star Wars pinball machine teardown. Now, I do have to say, when this machine was originally announced, I fell in love with it, and until I actually got my hands on it, I was so excited to own this one. That's simply because the included games are recreations of actual pinball machines, and that really drew me in. Now, don't get me wrong, Zen Studios has some pretty fun and creative original tables, but there is just something about being able to play a digital version of an original machine in this form factor that I was really looking forward to. Unfortunately, only a few minutes after I got this thing out of the box, my hopes were completely crushed, and I really began to feel disappointed with the purchase that I'd made and what was delivered to me out of the box. So full disclosure here, this really isn't going to be a positive review. Now, before we talk about the built-in tables or the play experience, let's take a step back and go over the physical appearance of the machine. And for the most part, this machine does look really good, almost. Arcade1UP has done so many things right aesthetically with this machine, but for the first time in any of my reviews, I'm actually going to speak negatively about a number of their design choices. First, the good though. The machine form factor is absolutely great, and the matching chrome legs and lockdown bar really make the machine pop. The artwork on the side of the machine is crisp and clear, and they did a great job mirroring the original machine's look. The faux plastic coin door is a nice touch as well, and I think it was smart for them to leave all of the branding off of it. Overall, the main body is excellent. The back glass, though, looks like a completely different company designed it, and I'm not talking about the form factor here, I'm talking about the actual artwork itself. The art on the side of the back box is brutally pixelated, but what's worse is that for some reason the image looks stretched way out of the standard aspect ratio. What were they thinking here? And to make things worse, the lit up back glass looks okay from a distance, but up close it is a pixelated nightmare, much worse than the side panels. The artwork is just off center enough to notice, and to be honest, it looks like someone took a picture of the back glass and used that instead of a high resolution print. Completely disappointing out of the box, to be honest. But other than that, I mean, the back box looks fantastic. The general specs on the machine are that it comes with a 24-inch playfield monitor outputting a resolution of 720p, coupled with a smaller 7.5-inch LCD that acts as a DMD monitor. The device also is supposed to come with active nudge and haptic support, but these are also two features that are majorly lacking, unfortunately. The speaker system on these machines are actually really good. They are loud and the sound is full. The range is also pretty good because you're able to adjust things both with a physical toggle but also digitally in the settings of the menu. I mentioned the faux plastic coin door on the front looks really nice and clean, and next to that we have a fairly decent feeling plunger with an additional launch button below it. The plunger itself also has about a 25% dead spot even after full calibration is done. Now, this doesn't really affect any gameplay at all, it just feels really incomplete. Shifting into the software side of things, this is another place where we have some really good things going for it. The menu navigation is actually very intuitive. Moving around feels natural and everything is clear and well labeled. you should have absolutely no issues at adjusting settings or preferences at all. Now there are 10 built-in Williams tables, most of which run extremely well. And I say most because there is a major issue with the table Whitewater, which essentially makes it completely unplayable. There is major input delay and lag on the table where it just feels absolutely horrible. I'm not sure if the Arcade1UP team tested these games before releasing it, but if they did, they should probably reevaluate their process because this is noticeable within the first 5 to 10 seconds of play. Aside from that game though, all the other 9 games played really well. The ball physics are solid and there is virtually no flipper lag, so the gameplay experience is solid across the rest of the platform. Now my favorite game on the cabinet is the incredibly difficult Attack from Mars, but after spending some time with it, it became very apparent to me how important the nudge feature is going to be on these recreated tables. I mentioned this on the Star Wars Pinball review, but the accelerometer on these machines just doesn't work well. They have a noticeable delay before they are triggered, and they don't even register the nudge more than half of the time. This is unfortunate as there isn't even a way to recalibrate the accelerometer or to even increase or decrease its sensitivity. In my experience playing with these machines, it's not even worth trying to use the nudge feature at all at this point. Another feature that's boasted is the haptic feedback, and just like with Star Wars, the solenoids do sound really good, but you can't feel them at all. Now I did a simple mod video which substantially improves the haptics on these pinball machines, which again I will leave a link to in the description down below. So if you bought one of these things, you're going to want to do that mod to substantially improve your experience. Now jumping back over to the monitors, these are another thing that is incredibly disappointing. The tables on this machine, like Attack from Mars, Medieval Madness, Fishtails, the Tales of Arabian Nights, are known for being very bright and vibrant, but the monitors Arcade1UP are using are so poorly optimized that the colors just look really dull and washed out. The blacks almost look like they're just like a really dark gray. Nothing really pops the way it should. Not to mention the screen resolution at 720p leaves the playfield so blurry you can literally barely read any of the text that's actually displayed on screen. Just kinda a bad overall experience with this thing. And the DMD really isn't any better, being completely washed out as well and only taking up 1/2 of the vertical height of the entire monitor. It just kinda looks silly and half-baked. Now coming around full circle, as much as it pains me to say this, I don't think that I could actually recommend this machine over any of the other Arcade1UP pinball machines in the market, or even some of their competitors. Of all the pinball machines that came out or are coming to the market, this was the one that I wanted the absolute most, and after having it, it's the one I want to keep the absolute least. The artwork, the screen issues, the nudge issues, the lackluster haptics, the plunger dead spot, and 10% of the games included simply are not playable. All of these reasons are just simply too much for me to overlook on this product. If you're considering picking up one of the Arcade1UP pinball machines, I would actually highly suggest you look at the Star Wars or the Marvel machine instead. But that is pretty much all I've got for you in this video. Let me know in the comments section down below if you feel like I was being too hard on this machine, or if you actually think that I might be spot on. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit the thumbs up button before you leave. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.